YouTube, welcome on in. Today, not a guide, but I want to do a special news update because there's some big announcement that sort of flew under the radar in terms of upcoming content that we can expect. The first thing we're going to talk about is equipment sets that have been officially confirmed to be coming as early, or not as early, but officially as of next week, I believe the 27th. We'll take a look at that. I have some predictions based on that. So big shout out to both Tundra and Tristan who DM'd me last night, you know, because this wasn't like an official announcement by Smilegate. It wasn't on our normal patch preview, stream, anything like that, but that's official. I do want to also talk about potential things. These are, of course, all predictions, but we have a lot of evidence to show that they should be coming soon and possibly as well on top of that next week update. So let's talk about all of it. Hopefully you enjoy this kind of content too, guys, and let me know all your guesses, all your predictions, what you're excited for in the comments as per usual. All right, let's get into it. Alrighty, y'all, let's go ahead and pull up the first thing we're going to talk about, which is the addition of a new equipment set. So it is interesting that Smilegate decided to bring this out under the guise, or not under the guise, but in a different sort of topic, mainly being the pack adjustments, because with new, essentially guys, what they're saying is with new equipment sets, they're going to readjust the way the equipment packs, you know, the pay to win packs that are currently in the shop, they're going to revamp them to include the new equipment sets. The weird part is the fact that this is such a big deal, in my opinion, having more gear to farm for. Who knows what sets it might be? Stay tuned. We're going to talk over some guesses, predictions on what those new sets might be. But it is strange that they included this in a topic or a post about packs, right? Anyways, 2 new equipment sets will be added in Epic 7 through the 10/27 Thursday update. So as of watching this, guys, within a week, next week, we will have 2 new equipment sets. Pretty exciting. Not sure why Smilegate decided to put it in here, but that means next week's patch preview is going to be very, very hype, very exciting. So the rest of the stuff isn't too important. It's mainly just focusing on the fact that the equipment sets will be revamped to include the said 2 new sets. And by the way, guys, Smilegate has confirmed way earlier this year when they did that big, I think it was the Awaken update with the roadmap, all that. They did say they're going to work on getting more gear sets into the hunts, assuming probably trying to get every hunt to be having maybe up to 4 pieces of gear dropping, kind of like Banshee. If you weren't aware, Banshee is the only hunt right now that drops up to 4 sets, and now with 2 new sets getting added, my prediction is maybe Golem and maybe Azamanak. So Golem 13, Azamanak 13, A13 will have 2 new sets. I don't think they'll add another set to Wyvern, since I think that would upset a lot of players, diluting the pool. Even if the set is pretty good, a lot of players need to farm that speed set, want to fish for speed subs. So I wouldn't imagine they're going to add a 4th set to Wyvern just yet, if ever, because that would upset a lot of players, in my opinion. Instead, focus on the hunts that aren't used as much and maybe try to spice it up, add more variety, and then give more reasons for us to farm those under-farmed hunts. Yeah, so that's my prediction for this. As for the sets, that's just 100% confirmed. Let's go ahead and take a look at what I think those sets might be. So next up, guys, let's pull up a website from another game here that some of y'all may be familiar with, Summoner's War. So if you're brand new to mobile gaming, if Epic 7 is one of your first mobile games, Summoner's War is a much older mobile gacha style game that Epic 7 took a lot of inspiration from. I don't want anyone saying like they copy pasted, they stole, whatever. A lot of games do this, guys. They get inspiration from other games, other ideas, and then you make it your own, right? It's been happening forever. Some of my favorite game companies have done that. It is what it is. So if you look here, guys, you can notice, right, a lot of the sets from Summoner's War have been adapted into Epic 7. You have your health sets, you have your attack sets, you have your crit rate sets, and they're all pretty similar, right? It's just when Smilegate will introduce one of these ideas, they'll adjust it to be more suited for Epic 7. So some of the stuff like attack speed, which I believe is just movement speed or speed in general in Summoner's War, some of these things will be like different set styles. So our counter set, guys, of course, is 4 pieces, but we have double the effect. And there's other things here like in Summoner's War, I believe, like the immunity set. Let me see if I can find it here. There's things like immunity set, which you can actually stack, boys. So imagine if in Epic 7, you could put on 6 pieces of immunity and start the match with 3 turns of immunity. That's kind of what you can do for things like Summoner's War. So obviously, this is just kind of just a base off what we might see. Smilegate might bring up a brand new mechanic, but as y'all can see from this website, there's a lot of inspiration. A lot of it was kind of modeled after Summoner's War, since Summoner's War was like the trendsetter. Very good foundation. Still an amazing game. Just Epic 7 is my cup of tea visually and gameplay wise as well. So yeah, overall, guys, prediction wise, I don't think we're gonna get anything like some people in my Twitch live stream We're excited to maybe get a despair set, the stun rate. Boys, essentially this means if you have a 4 pieces of despair, if they were to put in the smile gate, you would have a 25% chance to stun on any skill that deals damage. So your skill 3s, your skill 2s, if they hit AoE, you have a built-in abyssal crown. Despair stun chance is independent from inherent skills stun chance. You get an additional roll, and it cannot be resisted. Now, obviously, guys, I don't think this will be a set that will ever get introduced, as that seems way too powerful. But if it were to be introduced, I'm sure Smilegate would scale it or adjust it to fit more in line with Epic 7. Let me know what y'all think about that. I think this is way too powerful, at least right now, for us to have. But if they did, that would be absolutely crazy to have like a built-in abyssal crown on our units. Now, here's another spicy one that I don't think Smilegate will ever add, Epic 7 will ever have in the game, and it's called the Violent Rune, guys. Violent effect gives you a chance to get an extra turn, 22%, and anytime you use an active skill, you have that, you know, chance, almost a 1 in 4 chance to get that extra turn. It's like a built-in RNL, guys, but can be used on any character. And it can keep on proccing over and over, essentially, I believe. I never played Summoner's War, but I've seen clips. Maybe I'll find one for y'all, or one already played. But yeah, essentially, it's like RNL. Have y'all seen on like certain units, certain thieves, like Biken, I think like Ice Karen? They can sometimes just keep proccing RNL over and over because they have extra turns. And every time you use an extra turn, extra skill, you have that additional chance to get an extra turn. And you things can just go absolutely bonkers. I've heard from a lot of Summoner's War players that this is kind of what they maybe think ruined the game, or at least made the game a lot worse. So I know most, if not all, Smilegate or Epic 7 players do not want this in the game, but this is an example of something crazy that you never know, right? You never know. What I think is most likely is, if you guys look here, we don't have any of these kind of sets, guys. We do have the Destruction set already, but this Fight, Determination, Enhancing Accuracy, Tolerance, things like just 2-piece sets that are very basic, but they will boost all your allies' defense, attack, HP, hit chance, or resistance. So essentially, it's like you have an extra imprint. Let's say you have a support unit or a knight that doesn't necessarily need immunity, crit chance, health. If you want to just instead boost the rest of your team, right, which by the way is a lot more bonuses, right, because you get I'm assuming HP of all allies. I don't know if in Summoner's War like Epic 7 that means even the user itself. Yes, the 8%, but I'm assuming it probably does. This is obviously a lot bigger of a net gain than using like the 2-piece golem set, right, guys? That gives your HP by 15%. Since this is only for 1 unit, instead we have 8% times 3, if not 4, depending on how this operates, if it's for every unit or just the 3 allies outside of the holder. But I predict they'll add something like this either this week, or sorry, excuse me, next week, or eventually we'll get some of these sets, as they just allow a lot of these units that don't necessarily need a 2-piece to provide a lot of extra bonuses to your squad. And the other one that my chat really thought might happen, guys, is Destroy, by the way, is Injury. Vampires, of course, Lifesteal set. This is like reverse revenge set for attack, but I don't think that's going to happen. The one I think that's very likely is this one, the Shield set. Ally shield, 3 turns, 15% of HP. Kind of think of like Fallen Cecilia and a little bit like Arrowell passive that just starts the match with your allies being shielded. And of course, in Summoner's War, you can stack it up to 45% if you do 6 pieces of shield set. I don't think that's going to happen in Epic 7, but this is one that's pretty likely, right? Barry's already pretty prevalent. There's a lot of counterplay, DJ Bazaar, strips. They're even nerfing it a little bit in RTA from Frenzy. But I think this is kind of likely. Let me know what you guys think. I had one of my mods, Red, say, you know, this kind of trivializes units like Fallen Cecilia. Let me know what y'all think about that. I think it does too, a little bit, but overall, I think this is kind of nice, and especially if we want to protect things like immunity, this could be very, very, very cool effect to have. So overall, let me know what you guys think. Do y'all think it's going to be something from Summoner's War, or maybe a brand new mechanic that Smilegate would bring out? What do y'all want to see in particular? And with that being said, let's quickly cover a few other predictions real fast. Okay, guys, real quick, just last predictions. I want to, just for fun with you guys, my YouTube audience, these are the other things I might be predicting either next week we'll see a preview of, or will be coming soon in general. But that is, of course, we already have the Lua. That's going to be a Runka. I think she will be coming very soon, guys, as a red, green, blue, possibly limited character as early as next week. Maybe she'll be previewed as the story is wrapping up. She's already, all her skills already animated. All these units will be coming out. And then Ray, I don't think will be coming out anytime soon. It's going to be a toss-up if he or the next unit I'm going to talk about will be the Moonlight character. That will be before or after. But he, like Elena, will be definitely released eventually. And the one that I'm referencing, of course, guys, this I think will be the boss character, Zeo, who I think will be like Bellion, like Archie and Mercedes, like Stray. So I expect him to be the boss level character that you use gold transmits to get their imprints for. But those are the last releases. I don't think Zeo or Ray will be talked about soon, as we have Elena's banner ending, and that'll lead into the 3 banner rerun for whatever ML5s Smilegate decides to bring out next for the reruns. But do expect them to be sooner, or the next 2 probably ML5s on our release schedule. So 2 guy characters coming out next. All right, last but not least, let's talk about the slime. All right, so I'm actually going to pull up a Reddit post here, guys. 3 days ago by Lord Alfredo. Who do you think the next slime character is going to be? And it has 400 upvotes and 196 comments. So obviously the community is, talking about this as well. I don't think it's been officially confirmed if we're going to see this next week, but I do think Smilegate, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, did they say for sure slime was being rerun? There's no chance it's not. I also think 99% we're getting a rerun, and we might even see the preview as of next week. But I want to ask y'all a specific question, twofold, 2 parts. Number 1, do you guys think there will be a new character along with the slime collab rerun? Because if you notice on ReZero, we didn't get one, but in Guilty Gear, we got plenty of additional characters. So obviously with collab, what that means is it just depends on if both companies think it is profitable on what they want to do for the reruns, as well as, who knows what might happen. It could be just, it is what it is, guys. I don't want to get anyone's hopes up, but I do think for slime, since the first time around the run I think was very successful, very well received, I hope and I predict there will be a new character, hopefully, unlike ReZero, more like Guilty Gear. But my second question to y'all is, who do you think it's gonna be, guys? My favorite, of course, my number 1 most wanted for slime rerun will be Shion. Second, it's actually overtook my 3rd pick, guys. Second, I want Veldora, but that might be a slight spoiler. I won't say anything more on that, but I'll show Veldora. And then 3rd, of course, the OG Benimaru. Those would be my most wanted. Anything else, though, guys, I'd be happy with a new hero, as long as it makes people happy, as long as it gives veterans another reason to pull on some of these new characters, and hopefully they make the game, more exciting, at least in that regard. But yeah, let me know what y'all predict for that. And that's just it for this news section. Let me know if you guys kind of like this, both sort of confirmed content as well as more prediction-based content in terms of what we might receive very soon for Epic 7. So thank you guys for tuning in. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.